Season 19 is only around the corner, starting on the 6th of December. This one is going to be a big season, as it leads us into Lightfall, the penultimate major expansion of the Light and Dark saga, currently scheduled for the 28th of February 2023. Well, Season 19, currently known as Season of Redacted, will bridge that gap between the Witch Queen and Lightfall, so we should have an exciting season ahead. Well, today I'm going to have a look at the potential narrative in Season 19, looking at the clues we've had in-game, plus also looking at the open story threads from Bungie. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. Well, before we get into it today, let me know in the comments what you want to see related to the narrative in Season 19. Well, next season is a big one for Destiny 2, is the prologue to Lightfall. And we know that we're going to go to Neptune and we're going to be fighting against the Shadow Legion Cabal forces, backed up by the Witness and their newest disciple, Callus. And we also know we're going to be based in Neomuna, the Neon City on Neptune, and we're going to discover a new darkness power called Strand. Well, we know a lot about where we're going, but we don't know how we're going to get there. Well, let's have a look at some of the open story threads and the likelihood of them being the focus for Season 19. And it's worth saying at this point, this is all speculation. I am not going to be talking about leaks here today. Well, first of all, let's have a look at the Black Armory. So the Black Armory was featured in Season of the Forge back in Season 5. And this was a great season that brought with it a huge suite of weapons, a repeatable seasonal activity with the Forge's secrets, through Niobe Labs, fantastic exotics, and loads more too. Now, Ada 1 has already rejoined the tower. She's acting as our transmog vendor and dishing out mods and armour. Well, the original Black Armory was founded at the end of the Golden Age. The clan's matriarchs believed that Earth was about to be invaded by some extraterrestrial enemy and agreed to manufacture and stockpile advanced firearms to ensure the survival of their families. Well, in the end, the Armory's precautions failed when the actual collapse started. Their superior firearms provided little protection against the darkness. Well, given we are under threat once again, the Black Armory could re-emerge to help protect humanity against the incoming darkness forces. Now, personally, I would love to see the Black Armory weapons return, so Kindled Orchid, Hammerhead, Blast Furnace, just to name a few. And while I would like to see these weapons come back, I think the odds of the Black Armory being the story focus for Season 19 is very slim. Well, next up we got Savathune. So at the end of the Witch Queen campaign, Savathune was defeated. She informed us that the Witness is coming, and that could lead to a new collapse. So while Savathune died, her ghost Imaru managed to escape, leaving the possibility of Savathune coming back at some point. Imaru now leads the Lucent Brood on Savathune's throne world, who've been underutilised since the Witch Queen campaign ended. When in Season 19 we could see the return of Savathune, resurrected by her ghost to return the fight against the Witness, and while I do think this is going to happen one day, I think Season 19 might be a little bit too early. So in Lightfall, I believe we're going to be facing off against Callus and the Shadow Legion. I think Savathune's going to be a good returning character for that fight against the Witness, and I reckon that is going to happen in the final shape. Well, next up we got Nezerak. So the appearance of Nezerak in the story of Season of Plunder was a surprise. So it's been long speculated by fans, but we really didn't see it coming. Nezerak's corpse was discovered aboard the Lunar Pyramid by the Elixni after their arrival in the Sol system. Well, the Elixni determined that Nezerak's body was a source of great power and divided the corpse into pieces and then distributed amongst themselves as talisman. Now, these pieces were later stored within relics and hidden away across the galaxy. Eramis, Kell of Darkness, currently seeks to collect all the relics for purposes yet unknown. Through her research on these relics, Ido, daughter of Mithrax, discovered a reference to the Curse of Nezerak in an ancient text, and the curse is alleged to drain the life of the user, though its purpose is also unknown. Well, we've had some clues related to the future through the Vox Obscura exotic mission on Savathune's throne world. There's dialogue lines there at the end of the mission, and they have successfully predicted future events in the year of the Witch Queen. So we had the Leviathan Reborn, that was basically Season of Haunted. We had the Shipstealer Revived. The Shipstealer refers to Eramis in Season of Plunder. A City Besieged, and that could be the last city, but also it could refer to Neomuna, the Neon City on Neptune for Lightfall. So the next one is really interesting. Your Traveller will be infected by darkness. This is the one that really stands out to me and could be a prediction for Season 19. Perhaps revealing the secrets of Nezerak's relics leads to the Traveller being infected by darkness. After all, Lightfall is the name of the next expansion, which doesn't sound good news for the Traveller. And regarding the odds for the storyline, I think it's high, given it's something we only discovered in Season 19, plus you got that link to the Traveller getting infected by the darkness. To me, that makes a lot of sense. Well, next up we've got Osiris. So Osiris has been unconscious throughout the Witch Queen, after going through that ordeal of being taken over by Savathune in the Beyond Light campaign, after going through that ordeal of being taken over by Savathune during the year of Beyond Light. Osiris was trapped within his body by Savathune, was only able to achieve brief moments of consciousness where he could see what was happening. Now, he surfaced once more while Savathune was walking with Ikora. Osiris desperately hoped that Ikora would realise the truth and grew frustrated, believing that he taught her better than this. He later witnessed Savathune use her true voice to beguile and influence the actions of Lakshmi too during the Endless Night and Season of the Splicer. Osiris later managed to hear Saint 14's voice and fought to resurface and desperately attempted to warn his partner of Savathune's deception, but he was unable to scream as he wished. He tried to weep at his situation but was unable to, and could only feel heat, hate, sickness and shame. And as Savathune used his voice to tell Saint to trust, quote-unquote, him, Osiris drowned once more into unconsciousness. Well, Savathune's trick was discovered after the Endless Night ended, and she agreed to return Osiris in exchange for Queen Marasov's help in removing her worm. Now, following a ritual which did so, Mara attempted to execute the Witch Queen, but the Hive Queen utilised a contingency spell to swap places with Osiris. After the Techians confirmed it was truly him, Saint 14 brought Osiris' unconscious body back to the Lost City to care for him as they waited for the former warlock to recover and wake up from his ordeal. Well, we can see from the Lightfall marketing material that Osiris is awake once again, so I would expect Osiris to wake up in Season 19 and help us get to Neptune. And I think the odds for this storyline are really high, and I would say I'm about 90% certain that Osiris is going to come back very, very soon. Well, finally, we've got a really exciting prospect, and this is Rasputin coming back. So the final potential narrative focus is Rasputin returning. We've not heard from Rasputin since before Beyond Light, with Rasputin getting switched off when the pyramids arrived in Season of Arrivals. And we started to see more clues in-game related to Rasputin's return, most notably at the end of the Witch Queen campaign, with the message on the evidence board, but also I think there's clues in the most recent community event. Well, going back to that evidence board, it says, according to this, before initiating Yuga Sundown, Rasputin killed all protective measures in place for human colonies and settlements. There's a big list of code names for the Moon, Mars, the Earth and Exodus ships, but Rasputin also refers to a place called Nefeli Stronghold. No record of that in any of our databases, and forwarding to Anna Bray for cross-reference. Then there's a follow-up message from Anna Bray that says, well, no hit on Nefeli Stronghold in any of Rasputin's records. Can't even find the original transcript you're quoting. If it's real, someone removed all traces of it, and if they did it so cleanly, I'd suspect Rasputin himself. Well, according to the lore, Anna Bray successfully put Rasputin inside an engram, with the potential to move him to an exo body at a later date. Well, with Rasputin safely inside an engram, the knowledge that we've got somewhere called Nefeli Stronghold, this could be the clues to the narrative for Season 19. Nefeli translates to Goddess of the Clouds, and Stronghold is a place that is fortified to protect it from attack. So we know that Lightfall is going to focus on a city on Neptune called Neomona, and that is hidden in the clouds of Neptune. Plus they've got Cloud Striders, which are basically like modified humans, and kind of really similar to Guardians. Given Rasputin deleted all traces of Nefeli Stronghold, it's likely we'll have to consult with Anna Bray, and perhaps remove Rasputin from his engram, and put him into an exo body. Now, it could be that Rasputin has some weapons, and therefore would be really useful for us in our fight against the Witness and Callus. Also, we haven't seen Anna Bray since the Beyond Light campaign, so it would be really, really good to get her back into the story. Well, we've been gathering allies over the past few seasons, and Rasputin and Anna Bray would be really powerful allies. I can see the story focusing on Rasputin, and sometime throughout the season his AI is transferred from the engram and put into an exo body. So we need to be gathering a powerful team to go up against the Witness, and Rasputin is one of the most powerful of them all. So bringing back Rasputin also works well, given we've got a dungeon coming, plus the potential for returning Seraph and Ikelos weapons, and I reckon the odds of this happening are medium to high, I would say about 60 to 70%. Well, that is it for the potential storylines in Season 19. Whether it's one of them on their own or a mixture of all the theories that we talked about today, I think there's a lot to be excited about when it comes to Season 19. Bungie are going to want it to be a really big season, as they're going to want to hype up Lightfall, so I would expect some big narrative beats over the coming months. Well, let me know in the comments what you think, and let me know where you want the story to go. Well, that is it for this look at the Season 19 story in Destiny 2. And as always, thank you so much for watching or listening. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. But for now, I'll see you really, really soon.